So now that we've heard the story about the Berenstain Bears and their trip to church and Sunday school, I want to talk to you a little bit about worshiping in our church and some tools that we use during worship. So I have my worship toolbox here, and let's see what's inside. One of the first tools you get when you come to worship is a bulletin. So when you walk in, a greeter or an usher is going to hand you one of these. And this is a guide that tells us when to sit and when to stand and when we're going to sing or pray. And it also lists all the people that are helping in the service that day. You remember last week we talked about the worship leaders and the helpers. All of their names are listed in the bulletin as well. And also when you come into worship, you can grab a children's bulletin. And it has ways that you can respond to worship, and it'll match the color of the liturgical color that we're using in church at that time. This one's green, so this is one we would use during ordinary times. And if you go to Church in the Round in Jubilee Hall, this is what their bulletin looks like. It also tells you all the things that are coming up, and down here it lists their worship leaders. The bulletin also tells you things that are coming up later in the week or in the weeks ahead at church, so you don't miss anything. Let's see, what else do we have in our toolbox? We have a Bible. When you're sitting in church in front of you and the pew in front of you, there'll be a place for the Bible, so you can always find a Bible and follow along. The bulletin will tell you what verses we're going to be hearing that day, so you can find them in your Bible. In the pews, you will also find a hymnal. And in the bulletin, it will tell you which hymns we're going to sing, and it'll give you the hymn number so you can find it and sing along when it's time to sing our hymns. And I also have an offering envelope. So during the offertory, you can place your offering inside this envelope, and when the offering plate comes by, you can put it in, and it lists a place for you to put your name and your address. And these are also found in our pews. So these are just a few of the tools that we use for worship at our church. So next time you come to worship, you can find these things.